back. We are still in the podcast studio, and we have been speaking to industry leaders, phenomenal people across board. And right in my studio, we have a leading woman in the agriculture field in Nigeria and globally. With me is Dr.Moji Davids. She is the Group Managing Director and co-founder of Extra Large Farms and Resorts. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
How are you feeling that your session was grand? I mean, I saw the response and gestures from the audience, and it was super great. So well done, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
All right. Here we're just bringing in industry leaders, and we have them to share their experience that speaks louder than words, right? So my first question is this. But before I get to my first question, I just want to say this. Extra large farms and resorts is a bold diversification, no doubt. Because I say this because the theme of the PerformX Summit is building bold, executing smart, and performing beyond. So when you're talking about bold diversification, your company is no doubt a bold move, right? But what has caught our attention is how is it possible, or what is the structure, what's the mindset behind handling two seemingly different spheres? You know, what's the mindset behind that? How do you handle it? And yes, how have you been able to marry it together? And how has it been able to support each other? Because we're talking about farming, we're talking about resort. The two independently is strong. You know, so what's the backstory to that?
So basically, I say it was born out of a passion, a dream to readorn agriculture, to wear a new apparel for agriculture. You understand? So we are constantly seeking to add more value to agriculture, make it more fun, make it more attractive. You know, like if I ask you today, would you like to be a farmer? I don't need a prophet to tell me your answer will be no. You understand? So we want to get agriculture to a point where it becomes a dignified profession that people are glad to identify with, and it's not just about identifying with it by mouth. You know, you have proof, you are successful, you are accomplished, your dreams are fulfilled, and you're not poor. You know, so if all that can be in place, if you're a farmer and you can still live a good life, it's not like you're confined or sentenced, you know, sentenced to hard labor, you know, not living good, not having money and all that. So if we can start from there to also making the farm environment a very, very beautiful, serene, conducive, comfortable place to live in, then nobody will have a problem with farming, you know. So in our quest to achieve that is what brought tourism into agriculture. Even though we had it in mind, then thankfully failure also helped us to achieve that more.
We'll get into failure very soon. I love that. Please go on.
You know, so failure, disappointment that we came across in our agri journey helped us to achieve it faster. You know, we already had the mindset that, oh, we're going to add more value, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But because of all the different challenges that we encountered, and we got to a point where we saw that no, there is no way you're going to be a successful agriculturist without having something on the farm, without having a place where you can stay at the farm, because your presence is out. It's like the passion is out. Your presence is out. The energy is out. There is, no matter how well you've built or you've trained your staff and everything, if you, the visionary, are not there, the energy energy is out.
They can't push the drive. You
The
have the
energy is
drive.
out.
Yes.
So that's why I feel sorry for people that who stay abroad or who stay. I've also been there, you know, and then they say, oh, you live in whatever. I have farms in Nigeria, or you're doing something else. Oh, I own this, I own this. Yes, you can, but make sure that your presence is there. And that was what led us to establishing a comfortable home in the farm.
Beautiful.